just unscrew off. You'll get the new one out the kit, then screw it back on. And then you have your new plunger. What you may have to do sometimes, if the rod is damaged, you'll go up to underneath in here and you'll disconnect it from up in there and you can fix your rod that way. Putting it back together. You push it through all the way to the bottom. You want to keep this raised up to where you get your threads connecting again. Get them on there. You want to rotate this and get this part as tight as possible while this is open. Once it's on there, then that's when you go and try to close it. That will secure that your plunger is going into the bottom here and sealing up properly the way it should be. You don't want to try to seal this down with this closed because it's going to push the plunger in too early, and then as you're trying to rotate and tighten this down, it's going to strip out the plunger and cause you to have a failed seal at that point. Any questions? No? No. All right, well, with the colder months coming around, we're going to start dealing with a lot more freezes, a lot more breaks, and that means for us, big money. It's going to happen in the ground. I hope you get some wool socks, keep your feet warm, because I guarantee you we're going to be breaking into the ground this winter.
I got a question. When we backfill with the sand?
No, that is a great question. When you backfill, you do not want to backfill with sand. The reason is you do not want sand getting in your weep hole and clogging it up. So with the frostproof hydrants, we will backfill with pea gravel, or in some cases with approval, we'll just use regular 37 stone. But you want to go with pea gravel around these.
And just at least a foot or two of gravel above the weep hole.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would just backfill with
But
it.
lower and above it.
Yeah,
making sure it's at least a foot and a half.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Is all of them the same length?
No, there are different lengths, and like I said, that's going to depend on your berry depth and the frost level of the area that you're working in. Anything else anybody think of?
What do we do if the plunger gets stuck?
If the plunger is getting stuck,
At what point?
Like I had a camping world where that was my first job I did with this company, and the plunger kept getting stuck, and I eventually just had to dig it up for free.
Dig it up for
we don't want to do it for free, but if you do get to the point where your plunger is stuck, you've lifted it up, you've unthreaded this, and you just can't get it to pull out or anything like that, it's very rare. I have seen something like that though. Yes, at that point you will be digging it up. When we go to dig it up, we get all the way to whatever connection is here. It is usually always an FIP right here with an MIP going into it, coming down on a vertical, and then 90 and over. We are going to get to that horizontal section of the pipe every time, find a good section on it, and cut it on the horizontal. We don't ever want to cut on the vertical. We don't want to just unthread it off of the old pipe and thread on a new one. We want to make sure we have a nice, good, brand new, clean connection going into our yard hydrant if we're replacing.
Why you can't reuse the old threads?
Because it's already been in the ground. It's already had the water from the hydrant being used, saturated all over it, ruining, just the integrity of that metal in that pipe. Sound good? Any other questions at this point?
But most time you change the head, you're not getting a repair kit, are you?
Well,
If you can find one light for light, like that's 3 foot or 4 foot, you just gonna replace the head, you won't have to worry about the plunger and none of that, you just put the whole piece in there.
that depends. If you can't find one, then, like, if you can't find an exact match, that's when you have to go with the repair kit and the plunger. Really, that's what we should be doing off the jump, is trying to use a repair kit first to fix all these, because the repair kit essentially is gonna come with everything that you need to really rebuild this completely. I mean, unless you have damage actually here in the body or something like that, which, I mean, right there won't really matter too much, unless it's compromising your ability to use
I had one of
the
those
handle.
in Mobile, cause they thought they were supposed to leave it dripping when it froze last year, they left it drip, all this was broke, cracked.
Yeah, yeah,
They
these,
left it dripping, I told them that's the point of the fall screw, cause you can turn it off and it's not gonna freeze.
right, always make sure you let the store managers know, hey, when you're done, make sure you close it 100%. That's what's gonna keep it from breaking on them in the future. But to answer more of your question, really, we should be aiming and shooting for doing repairs on their systems and stuff like that before we have to get to the point of, hey, it's a complete and total loss and we just need to replace it all.
What if you put in a new plunger and it still leaks?
If you're putting in a new plunger and it still leaks, you potentially have a problem with this piece down here. And then in order to get to it, yes, obviously we're gonna have to dig up the line, get down to it, and then at that point we would look at just replacing the whole unit. And then with that comes all your other skills and stuff that we'll go over in other weeks of how to do your concrete, how to properly backfill, tamp it down, put in rebar, and all that good stuff. Especially of how to do concrete in very cold weather. All right, that's it.